This demonstration is going to be on all the knots you can use while you are hand stitching. The first one I want to show you is the dressmaker's knot. This is the one that I typically use when I'm doing a waist knot and starting on most of my hand stitching. What you want to do is to pinch the thread in between your thumb and your forefinger. Then you're going to wrap the thread around the finger above where you're pinching. Hold this firm with your right hand. Then you're going to roll with your thumb against your finger those two threads together, and this should make a circle, kind of a squirrely loopy circle, and you're going to pull at the top of that circle and pull down. This makes a very large knot, and that way you can be sure it will secure your thread when you are stitching through. The paper that you have in Doc Sharing that also shows these knots starts with what's called a waist knot. You can use that dressmaker's knot I just showed you for that, or you can do just a simple square knot. So you would make a circle with the thread and then put the end of the thread through the end of through the circle and pull tight, just like you're tying your shoe. Now you can see how much smaller this knot is than the dressmaker's knot, so sometimes this doesn't hold as well for you. Let's do the dressmaker's knot just one more time. You pinch with your thumb and your finger, wrap around your finger above where you're pinching, sure, and hold on to that thread. Then with your thumb against your finger, roll it off to create a loop. Pull the top of the loop down and you get a bigger knot. And a bigger knot is fine for what we're doing. Now, when we talk about using a waist knot, what that means is we start about a ½ inch away from where we actually want our stitches to be. So I would come over here and stitch in between the layers of my fabric and come up where I want to begin the stitches. You'll pull the thread through to taut, not tight, just taut. And then where you want your stitches to begin, take a little foundation stitch. Now you're set. Once you have continued your stitching, then you can clip off the waist knot. Waist knot as in throw away waist, not waist as in around the center of your body. Now you can continue your stitches and you're ready to go. Another knot that you can use, particularly when you're finishing your stitches, is called the figure 8 knot. When your needle is poking out of your fabric, you will take the thread and make a figure 8 around the end of the needle. Figure 8, sure. So that the circle is coming up where the needle goes through. You'll pull this tight down to the fabric and then take another little securing stitch at the end. And then your thread can be clipped off there. Another one is just a simple overhand tailor's knot. Once you have finished your stitches, you make a circle with the thread and put the needle up through the thread. There's a couple different ways that you can make sure this knot is secure to the bottom of your fabric. One is to hold on to the circle as it's going down. Another is to stick your needle in the middle of the circle and poke right where you want that knot to go. And the thread will just slide down the knot. You want the knot to be flat against the fabric so it holds your stitches in place. Sometimes you might need to do 2 of these to make sure it secures. And a final knotting. Now this one is one that I don't find quite as secure, but it is definitely an option. what you're going to do is just back stitch, and this is a back stitching by hand. So right where you're finishing your stitches, you would just take one or two, well, probably two or three, to be honest with you, little tiny back stitches right in the same spot. You can also begin your stitches with this same kind of back stitching method, and then you would clip off. When you're clipping after your knot, you want to give it about 1/4 of an inch of a tail. That way the thread can pull against that tail and not come right out.